How successful people lead. What's in it for me? A step-by-step guide to mastering the 5 levels of leadership. What separates a good leader from a truly great one? In How Successful People Lead, John C. Maxwell breaks down the journey of leadership into 5 distinct levels, showing that leadership isn't just about a title, it's about growth, influence, and impact. While many start leading because of their position, real leadership is earned by becoming someone others willingly follow due to the respect and value they provide. Maxwell's 5 levels guide you through this evolution, helping you develop deeper connections, inspire loyalty, and create a lasting legacy. Each stage presents its own challenges and rewards, but mastering them is the key to unlocking your full leadership potential. So whether you're leading a small team or running an entire organization, this summary will help you discover how to move beyond the idea of authority and inspire genuine commitment, how to cultivate new leaders within your team, and why influence, not power, is the key to long-term success. Ready to level up your leadership and make a real difference? Then let's get started. Welcome to Leadership. Congratulations, you've earned the title of leader, be it as founder, manager, executive, or team lead. Getting the title means that you've effectively demonstrated leadership potential. It also means that others are going to be looking to you for guidance, oversight, or management. So while landing the title does give you authority, it's what you do with it that determines whether or not you're truly an effective leader. That's because leadership isn't a title or a destination. It is a process, and a dynamic one at that. Maxwell believes that there are 5 levels to this process, and how you grow into them will not only define your success as a leader, but also influence the success of your entire organization. Let's get started at the ground level. Leadership by position, where there are many opportunities and challenges to manage. The best way to begin your leadership journey is by thinking of it as a privilege and not an entitlement. Sure, getting the title is something you earned, but keeping it actually means stepping up your game, not resting on laurels. Since the title comes with authority, you'll have to take responsibility for the kind of example you want to set right from the start. This is the bedrock of leadership. To do this, reflect deeply on your values, your ideas about success, and what qualities you value most in those you work with. Check in with your ethics too. Understand what values guide your decision-making. Knowing the right thing to do in any situation is dependent on what you value, so clarity on your foundations is vital from the start. Next, consider what has worked well to keep you successful thus far. This includes how you've kept yourself organized and on track. Get clear on other practices you need to commit to in order to thrive, like continuing education, regular exercise, time in nature, or meditation. Be sure to take an honest look at those things that haven't been working as well. Have you been able to let go of what isn't working and embrace change? It is also time to let go of any outdated notions about leadership you might still be carrying. Former mindsets valued top-down approaches, where authority was absolute and competition amongst team members openly encouraged. Leaders with this intimidation mindset quickly create toxic workplaces where innovation is stifled, morale is low, and turnover is high. Instead, mastering the first level of leadership means cultivating the kind of environment that encourages everyone's success, where you don't rely on your title to motivate the best in others, but on the example you set day in and day out, supporting, developing, encouraging, engaging, and collaborating with your team. This is the effort that can carry you to the next level. When others follow, while landing the title gets you instantly to the first level of leadership, mastering this level takes time. You can't spend that time focusing on processes or metrics either, because in the end, what matters most is people. Relationships are the most precious resource you have to cultivate on your journey, and there are no two alike. Leaders who get stuck at level 1 lead alone. They don't include their team in decisions, initiate connections, or solicit feedback. Feeling they have all the answers, they don't listen. Because they don't model collaboration, they become isolated. Innovation is stifled, and teams work far below their capabilities. Leaders who rise to the second level, on the other hand, have understood that effective leaders always include others in the process. They communicate often and demonstrate a willingness to listen. They initiate conversations, create opportunities for collaborations, and stay open to new ideas and insights. They know themselves, their own strengths and weaknesses, and they model how to keep growing and stepping up to new challenges. In doing so, they win the support of those who were previously only obliged to follow. This unlocks the second level, or leadership by permission. Achieving this level is the first real sea change in the leadership journey. When individual team members feel valued, seen, included, empowered, and encouraged, they work at their full potential, and workplaces transform. When leaders gain permission, it unleashes positive energy. People begin to communicate openly, and teamwork flourishes. Over time, this environment builds trust. This then initiates a positive feedback loop, where individuals feel empowered to take risks and step into new levels of personal responsibility. But unlocking this second level doesn't mean you've grown past the first. Even when you achieve the pinnacle of leadership, you haven't left any levels behind, but successfully inhabit all levels at once. Your continued authority still means accountability and responsibility, keeping yourself present, consistent, and organized as an example. The downside of this second level of leadership is that open communication can feel chaotic and overwhelming, especially at first. When communication channels are open between individuals and teams and ideas flow, it can feel like a lot of energy to manage. Introverts can feel silenced, while others might hog the spotlight. Keep a careful focus on individuals to adapt where necessary. Sadly, there are also individuals in any organization that will manipulate positive momentum to benefit themselves. They might even try to leverage your success to look good. Effective leadership doesn't insulate you from the need to navigate these difficult relationships, but it can empower you to deal with people as they are, flaws and all. So be sure to remember that caring doesn't mean ignoring faults or egoing consequences, and candor on difficult topics can actually strengthen relationships along with your own leadership. Making things happen. Growing into the third level, production leader relies heavily on all the people skills you've mastered so far, and quite a bit more, because this level is all about how you guide your willing followers to get things done together. Mastering level 3 means you've won the trust and the confidence of those you lead, and you've put it all together to work for everyone's benefit. Leaders who don't achieve level 3 are those who fail to deliver results. They never find the right chemistry in their teams for innovation, or fail to communicate a clear vision that everyone can work towards. Some leaders fail to keep up the discipline, motivation, or accountability necessary to be productive themselves, or they become complacent with their growth and learning. By contrast, leaders who deliver results are those that leverage people, communication, and innovation to spot opportunities, tap new markets, or forge new processes that solve problems. They don't do this alone, of course. Production-level leaders channel the talents and skills of their teams to achieve greater results, and this draws positive attention from a variety of stakeholders. Your results establish legitimacy for your leadership, lending you greater credibility and trust. Productive leaders who stay active and motivated themselves are keeping up their end of the positive feedback loop, and this positivity can be contagious. When you achieve this level of leadership, many outside your organization will take notice. This lends even more credibility to you and creates a broader platform for your ideas and innovations. This, in turn, can help unleash more energy within the organization for you to break through obstacles, solve long-standing problems, put out fires quickly, and correct mistakes before they become a problem. Productive leaders are good at communicating the vision, achieving buy-in from teams, and keeping motivation high by recognizing and rewarding contributions. This creates further momentum, as high morale and productivity go hand in hand. At the same time, they recognize that not everyone responds to momentum in the same way, and recognize 3 types of reactions to momentum. Some of the people you lead will create additional momentum. Their insights, enthusiasm, or willingness to engage will augment the production of others. There will also be some who greet momentum positively, but don't contribute much themselves. Then there will be those who actively obstruct and break the positive momentum around them. These are the ones repeatedly causing tensions or disruptions, inhibiting production. Mastering this level of leadership requires strategically focusing your time and energy on the individuals who drive momentum, those who actively engage, innovate, and consistently produce results. These high performers are not only essential to current success, but also prime candidates for future leadership roles. By nurturing their growth and preparing them for strategic positions, you amplify the team's energy and extend its impact across the organization. Equally important is prioritizing projects that deliver the greatest results. It's easy to fall into the trap of micromanaging or spreading yourself too thin, but effective leaders resist this temptation. Instead, they focus their energy on high-impact initiatives while delegating or deprioritizing lower-value tasks. This disciplined approach ensures you remain results-driven rather than simply busy, allowing you to sustain momentum and deliver meaningful outcomes. Helping others grow. By now, you've mastered the self-awareness and discipline, people skills, and priority-focused approach that helps team members and organizations thrive. This has an enormous impact on your leadership thus far, but the next level requires even more. That's because the fourth level of leadership is all about cultivating and developing new leaders. While personal effectiveness in communicating the vision goes far, bringing it to the next level requires finding and cultivating others who can do this with you. While all successful leaders deliver results, not all of them recognize the value in cultivating new leaders who can expand and sustain the vision. Getting stuck in third-level leadership means getting stuck in production, not recognizing that more production isn't always better. It isn't always sustainable either. Markets, industries, and conditions change. Organizations who can't adapt will inevitably fail. To ascend to the fourth level of leadership, growth must no longer be personal. It's developing others for their own leadership journey to multiply the effectiveness of your own. This takes much more hands-on mentoring and engagement, but also allows your influence to grow far beyond your own capabilities. To do this, you have to hire and retain the right people as potential leaders. Focus on 4 key elements to help. First, consider the chemistry you have with a potential leader. Because you'll be spending a lot of time with them, finding those you enjoy time with will greatly benefit morale. Next, consider their character. Trust is only possible with people of good character, and mentoring needs trust. Then, consider their capacity. This includes skills, attitude, effectiveness, and problem solving. An example of this is how well they handle stress, failure, or other negative outcomes. Finally, consider their contribution. Those who have a proven track record of supporting others, staying focused, and delivering results make mentoring a rewarding experience. Successful leadership at this level is all about harnessing the capacities, character, chemistry, and contributions of many to strengthen your leadership. But it also requires maturity and magnanimity to diffuse potential envy at the success of others and keep your ego in check. A genuine desire to see others succeed and the ability to let go of control is vital. Watching those you've mentored succeed and enjoying influence beyond your individual capacity can make the entire journey feel worthwhile. If you truly like people, empowering them to succeed is deeply gratifying. Achieving a legacy. When you've mastered people development and leadership, the final 5th level of achievement is unlocked, cultivating a legacy. By helping others grow to the 4th level of leadership, you exponentially compounded your influence and contributed to a leadership culture at the organizational level. Leaving a legacy means actively mentoring emerging leaders through every stage of their growth, from developing self-awareness and discipline to mastering people development and launching their own leadership journeys. This mentorship creates a powerful ripple effect. As you guide others through each level of leadership, your vision, priorities, and leadership approach are amplified and carried forward, ensuring your impact endures long after you've moved on. The challenge at this level is that success can make it easy to believe your own hype, leading to the temptation to downplay past mistakes or failures. Additionally, while focusing on developing others, it's easy to lose sight of the importance of continuing to deliver results. However, it's crucial to remember that reaching the pinnacle of success doesn't mean letting go of personal discipline or staying actively engaged. Consistent effort and accountability remain essential, no matter how high you rise. To stay the course at this level, be sure to nurture an inner circle of peers, those whose character and candor you trust, as your personal accountability crew. Leaders who achieve great success need trusted insiders who will tell them the truth, regardless of whether they want to hear it or not. One of the most difficult things to face at this level is the fact that you won't be around forever. Planning for succession may be a taboo subject among leaders, but those who fail to plan for their own departure risk both their organization and their own legacy falling into distant memory. Identifying, mentoring, and developing leaders to take on your role when you go isn't something to leave until late in your career either. Rather, embrace this reality early on, so you can tailor your teaching, coaching, and mentoring practices with this in mind. Leaders who achieve level 5 are considered tried and tested, so their credibility and influence stretches far beyond their industry. This level of influence is accompanied by the responsibility to handle it with integrity and respect. Using this influence to make room at the top for others ensures a legacy whose positive impacts resound far into the future. Final summary. The main takeaway of this speed read, To How Successful People Lead by John C. Maxwell, is that leadership is not a title or a destination, but a dynamic process through 5 levels: process, permission, production, developing new leaders, and cultivating a legacy. Instead of focusing on processes or metrics, successful leaders focus on people and understand the power of vision and inclusive decision-making to unleash the kind of momentum that helps teams operate at their full potential. Leaders work through their teams to deliver consistent results and mentor and develop new leaders to carry on the torch. The pinnacle of leadership is reached when leaders intentionally develop others into high-level leaders, using their own success and credibility to create opportunities for others. This commitment not only fosters organizational growth and innovation, but also ensures a lasting leadership legacy. Okay, that's it for this speed read. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next one.